Hey, what's up, guys? We're gonna be talking about this Nate Diaz and Jake Paul fight. What are my opinions on it? And do I think it was rigged? Clickbaity title. If you guys know, I'm a huge Diaz brothers fan. My tattoo says killer be killed because that's literally the Diaz mentality. I've been watching Nate Diaz since he beat Michael Johnson when I was just a wee spout, barely getting into the world of MMA, and was ecstatic when he was the first dude to ever finish Conor McGregor, and did it in such a spectacular fashion. I've been a ride or die with Nate for a very long time. Was this fight rigged? No. Let me tell you why. Look, I know how much we don't like Jake Paul. I know how much we hate Jake Paul. I know how much we want Jake Paul to lose and get knocked out and get knocked fucking silly. I know how much hate he has spread, how annoying he fucking is, how crazy disturbing that. But look, we gotta give him credit where credit is due. At the end of the fucking day, nobody is influencer boxing like he is. And at this point, it's not even influencer boxing, it's just regular boxing. And it's kind of true. No matter what he does, he's always going to be considered the Disney Channel kid. He first stepped in the ring with KSI's little brother, and then another YouTuber, I don't even know. And then challenged a professional MMA fighter by the name of Ben Askren with zero striking prowess whatsoever. Ben Askren even said it himself that he didn't even train in boxing while he was fighting in MMA. Jake Paul beats all of them. Then steps into the ring with Tyron Woodley, his first somewhat legitimate challenge. Tyron Woodley is one of those guys that had his nickname change after his MMA career started going on the decline. I think his chosen nickname was the Chosen One, and everybody called him the Frozen One. And we saw this in the first Jake Paul fight, where he damn near had that man on the fucking ropes and didn't do shit at all. Didn't do a fucking single fucking thing. And then he gets knocked out in the second fight. Moves up in challenge to a retired MMA fighter, very retired, in the name of Anderson Silva, definitely one of the greatest strikers of our time, and still at his age was pushing real good, and Jake Paul beat him, knocked him down at one point. And then his real challenge came. An undefeated professional by the name of Tommy Fury, Tyson Fury's little brother, who is a genetic specimen, by the way, extremely tall and extremely wide. And I think the bout was 8 rounds, and Jake Paul went all 8 rounds with him, and it was considered to be close. At that point, when you stand toe-to-toe with a professional boxer like Tommy Fury and have a really close decision, it's time to start thinking that, hey, maybe I am a boxer. And at this point in his career, Jake Paul is a boxer. He's a full-time fighter. He has skill. He has technique. He makes adjustments when he needs to. And so looking at it from an unbiased point of view, Jake Paul is a legitimate boxer. On to the Nate Diaz fight. These announcers had no fucking idea what the fuck they were talking about. The entire time, they had zero clue who Nate Diaz was prior to this event. They did not do any single amount of homework to realize who Nate Diaz is. A main part of Nate Diaz's personality is the fact that he is from Stockton, California. And these motherfuckers said Compton. They sound relatively the same, but 209 is Stockton, California. They had the man Ariel Helwani right next to them, who is a Nate Diaz friend. How the fuck you get this absolutely wrong is insane to me. They didn't understand the unorthodox level of Nate Diaz. The commentators didn't believe that Nate Diaz was this tough guy who can take punches and keep moving forward. The announcer said, I wouldn't believe it if I didn't see it. Guess what, you stupid fuck? You have 10 plus years of evidence of this. From taking head kicks to spinning kicks to punches to fucking elbows. Nothing screams relentless pressure like the Diaz brothers. That is their style. How do you not do any single amount of homework for this? And then to say that Nate Diaz has a terrible 1-2? What the fuck are you talking about? Nate Diaz has the best 1-2s in the entire game. Damn near finishing Leon Edwards, who is the current welterweight champion, by the fucking way. Having him on skates, wobbled, just absolutely terrified, with chicken legs, wobbling under his feet, couldn't even fucking stand straight. And you're gonna say he doesn't have the best 1-2s? When he's caught Conor McGregor at his prime, stupid amounts of clean in both fights? And then you want to mention the TKO for Gray Maynard, which was at 155 pounds? These announcers didn't do their homework on Nate Diaz, and they don't know who the fighter is. On to the fight itself, the examination of the fight. We all know Jake Paul won on the scorecards, but who really won that night? It was Nate motherfucking Diaz. But he lost, but on the scorecards it was 99, 96. How could he didn't even win? Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I don't think Diaz was going in there to win. I think he was going in there to have fun, and that is exactly what happened. And you just had Nate Diaz throwing punches, taunting at him, talking to him, making him feel like a bitch. Getting hit and then keep moving forward, and then getting hit and then keep moving forward, and then getting hit and then keep moving forward. Nobody can take this man out unless your name is Josh Thompson. You cannot take this man out. Talking to him, calling him a bitch, slapping him, backhanding him, getting a fucking guillotine choke. And Jake Paul said it himself. He was actually being choked right there. So at the end of the day, who really won? It was Nate Diaz. I'm sorry. He got paid and he talked so much shit. And then he backed up all the shit talk. Had Jake Paul on the back foot nearly the entire time of the fight. I mean, shit. But we always have to give credit where credit is due. Jake Paul is turning into a professional boxer where he's making these reads, he's listening to his coaches, and he executes the game plan pretty well. There was one moment in the first or the second where Paul threw an uppercut and it just barely missed Diaz. And I knew what he was doing. He just needed to step back and then launch the uppercut. And that's exactly what his coaches told him. And guess what he did? Step back, launched the uppercut, and got Nate Diaz. In Jake Paul's entire time of boxing, this has been the most entertaining performance that he has had, period. This was a very fun back and forth. It's fun to watch Jake Paul get hit, and it's fun to watch Diaz taunt Jake Paul. At the end of the day, the person who got the moral victory was Nate Diaz. So now, let's hope they go into MMA, because Nate Diaz is going to choke him the fuck out at the end of the day. I don't want to take away from Jake Paul. Jake Paul comes from a wrestling state. Jake Paul knows how to wrestle. I give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he's going to last in the Nate Diaz fight in MMA. We'll see what's up with PFL. PFL looks pretty good for both Nate and Jake Paul. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Let me know your thoughts on the Nate Diaz and Jake Paul fight. Thank you, motherfuckers. I'll see y'all next time, motherfuckers. Boom, bow, bing, bow, boom, bow, bing, bow.